All right, back again. This is Sister Shannon with White Willow Bark today. So, White Willow Bark is the stuff that aspirin originally came from. White Willow Bark is a anti-inflammatory, awesome for headaches, low back pain, osteoporosis, just pain in general. And this is what aspirin was originally derived from. Some people say this works well for fevers. We haven't had fevers to be able to tell, so but I can tell you from experience this stuff is awesome with headaches and especially back pain. I have a son who works construction full time, and there are days when he comes home and has a cup of willow bark tea. Now you can see this is just bark. It's bark from a tree. And what we do is to make the tea, we take a teaspoon for every 8 ounces of water. So we boil our water, put this in a tea infuser, soak it in the hot water for 5 to 10 minutes, and then add a little honey. It tastes a bit bitter, but it's not bad tasting at all. So this is a great pain medication. Cayenne also works really well for pain, but this seems to do the trick for back pain and muscle pain. So again, this is what aspirin, it has salicin in it, and so you should be careful giving it to children under 16, and if you do, give it to them in very small amounts. Today I'm going to show you how to make a white willow bark tincture. I've already made my tinctures, they're ready to cure, and but I wanted to show you what the bark itself looked like. I got this from mountainroseherbs.com, organic, great quality. I did order from another place that it was a couple bucks cheaper per pound. I ordered it and I was not happy. It didn't look clean. It looked like they just pulled it off a tree and stuck in a bag, which I guess was fine, but it was not certified organic and I was not happy with the quality of it. Mountain Rose Herbs for white willow bark or any other herbs is a great place. So I'm going to show you the ratio that you need to use. This is a big old pickle jar I used. Is 1 to 5. So 1 part willow bark to 5 parts alcohol. Or 1/5 and 4/5. So this actually, the bark expands a little bit. So if you can see that here. So this has actually been sitting for a couple of months. They say sit it for 2 weeks. All tincture websites say 2 weeks. But honestly, I like to let it sit for a couple months, pull out all of the potency of the herbs. So I steep this in just regular 80 proof vodka. Some cheap grain alcohol will do. Grain alcohols, gin, vodka. The cheaper the better. I really don't see much improvement with 100 proof. Just more expensive. So what we're going to do is we're going to strain this today, and I am using this well-used strainer. They actually come white, believe it or not. A strainer from mountainroseherbs.com. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put... Oh, I should always open these before I start the video because I can never open them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to strain it. So we're going to pour it through this tea strainer. And again, you can pick this up at mountainroseherbs.com for about $2. You're just going to pour it through, and that made quite a bit. So the reason I'm making the tincture is that my son needs something to take to work with him, and he can't always make tea on a job site. Customers don't appreciate you using their stove. So I'm going to put this in a tincture jar and have him take it as a tincture to work for when he's having a rough day. So now for how you use it as a tincture, I bought these tincture bottles off of eBay, a bunch of them, and it's a glass amber bottle. You want to make sure that you store it in a dark bottle to preserve the herbs, and you just want to do 30 to 60 drops in a small amount of water up to 3 times a day. Now this doesn't work as quickly as aspirin does, but the effects are longer lasting. So that's how you make a white willow bark tincture. Again, you use white willow bark and you fill it a fifth of the jar, and then you put the alcohol over the top, and it will expand to look like there's more in there, but it will expand, and you have to top it off. Shake it once a day for 2 weeks, and then let it sit for about 2 months. So you can do it up to 3 months. Strain it, and then you'll have your willow bark tincture, and once you put it in your bottle, label it, you are good to go. Thank you for watching. God bless.